Welcome back to the show. Rick Tittle with you on Sports Byline, coast to coast and around the world on American Forces Radio Network. It's our pleasure to welcome to the show Jonathan Poland. He is with Premium Edition Games, and he's here to talk about a new title on the Nintendo Switch called Super Blood Hockey. It's going to debut, or as the kids would say, drop on December 7th. And did you pick Pearl Harbor Day on purpose? Because I just wonder, I think if Sam Peckinpah was going to direct a video game, this would be it. But what was the genesis behind this game, Jonathan?
Sure. First of all, Rick, thanks for having me. First time on the radio, so I'm kind of excited. Behind this game, when my partners and I first started to look at what games we wanted to bring physically to the Switch that were on the eShop, Super Blood Hockey was at the top of our list because we all grew up in that NES era, that Sega Genesis era, the old school graphics, and this is just fun retro arcade hockey at its finest. I mean, it's so much fun. It's a pick up and play game, but there's also so much more to it than that, and it just really appealed to us. So that was really the initial inspiration for us to reach out to the developer and start the discussions.
Well, yeah, we remember Blades of Steel, the first hockey game on the NES where you could actually fight. So when I hear Super Blood Hockey, what is the ratio between hockey and fighting? Is it about 50-50?
Oh, yeah. I mean, fighting is at the forefront. So this is arcade hockey. So it's pass, shoot, and pretty much just attack. And what's really fun about this game is, at first look, you're going to think, oh, it's an old school hockey game. But this is an M-rated title because it's just pixelated blood cranked up to 11. Every moment that you're on the ice, you can go on the attack. You can knock down your opponents, and then it gets to the point where if you're fighting enough, you actually get into a full-on fight where everybody on the rink is fighting, and there will be a clear winner at the end of it. So to me, it's just super fun.
I'm also very nostalgic for the 8-bit, 16-bit days, and it's something that you can pull off. I mean, if I think of what it did with Spear of Destiny and Doom, that 8-bit blood flying around, it's just it's too good not to do, right?
Oh yeah, absolutely. It's almost like, I remember talking with the developer, so Loren Lemke, and he said, "What hasn't been done yet?" And that's what I want to do. And you see a game like that, it's like, oh, hockey is very fun on its own. I remember ice hockey, Blades of Steel, all of that. But what else could you do with it that hasn't been done? And this was definitely new.
Well, and plus, when you think of the Switch, you think of Mario and you think of Zelda and such things. And so if I heard there was a game called Super Blood Hockey, I would think it was probably Microsoft or Sony. So that's kind of a cool little addition to the library there.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I have to say, the Nintendo Switch has been amazing. Me personally, it's really the first console that I feel I've been collecting heavily for and been involved with the community. But they've opened up their doors to the indie publishers, to the wide range of games. So you don't get just those E-rated titles anymore. You get just like the full library, really. So like their eShop is amazing with, like, if there's a game that you want, you'll probably find it. And now our piece where we come in is, now let's take it off the eShop and put it on everybody's shelf, to preserve it.
And it's not just DLC. You can actually hold this in your hand, right?
Exactly. So everything on our releases, where it's possible, it will be complete on card. With this one, the developer had finished the game. It released on the Switch back in 2019, so all of his updates are done. So our version is the most complete. And then, I like that too because, in the future, if the shop gets taken down and you're not able to download that new patch, you're left with an incomplete version.
Yeah. Jonathan Poland is with us from Premium Edition Games talking about Super Blood Hockey on the Switch. The other thing that's cool is that, as I said, it's not just a brawler. You can have seasons and tournaments, and what I like, you can have a franchise mode, huh?
Yep. Oh, absolutely. So for me, that's one of the big appeals because I'm an RPG player, gamer. I like to level up my characters. I like to customize, and when you get into that franchise mode, that's exactly that. You're picking your team and you're recruiting from convicts. That's how you're building your team in the Blood League. And what's really fun is after each match, even if you lose, you're developing their skills. You're leveling them up. You can put them on specific diets. You can tell them how to train. So then when the next game comes, their stats are different. They're faster. They're heavier. They're stronger. And there's just a lot to it because it adds so much more complexity to just a simple hockey game.
So on the ice, are we just talking about sticks and fists, or can you sneak some brass knuckles or a Morning Star onto the ice?
No. This is old school.
Yeah.
There is a Zamboni that will take you out if you're not quick to get off at halftime.
Not bad. What about online and co-op play?
Yeah, so there is a leaderboard. In terms of multiplayer, it's up to 4 players local. So, once everybody's able to hang out together, I hope, the couches get filled up with friends and, they're all playing on the same screen. But that's how you could play with other people.
And let's talk about the premium edition. You've got a trading card, a sticker, and you've got a full-color glossy slipcase. It's you kind of did up the works, huh?
Yeah, so I'll elaborate a little bit. So first thing is with our slipcovers, all of our first prints of our releases are going to have this. We're always going to be looking to get talent from the industry, whether that's retro or current. So with Super Blood Hockey, we have Paul Niemeyer, who designed the Mortal Kombat Dragon that's still being shown and used today. So we have him on board with our first release. And what's really cool is my partner Jeffrey. He's a old school gamer even further back than me. So he's with the Atari time, and he remembers getting in the mail these challenge patches from Activision. So you would complete a challenge in the game, and they would mail you a patch. And that's exactly what we're bringing back with what we call our special challenge cards. So what's really cool is, every release will come with a card. It'll have artwork on it, and on the back will be a developer-specific challenge. And when you complete it, there's simple rules, tag us on social media, share that you completed the challenge, and we'll mail you a patch for that game for free.
That's a great idea. I remember there were certain games where you would take a picture at the end and send it to Nintendo Power to prove that you won. I remember on the Super Nintendo, ActRaiser, I completed that, and I took a picture and sent it in, and they said they were going to send me a gold controller, and I never got it. Aww. But that is pretty cool, that kind of retro reward thing.
Oh, absolutely. And for us, we want to build a community because we come from the video game community. I'm very involved in the Nintendo Switch community, just as myself. So for us to be able to get more awareness of the game, share, once everybody gets the game in hand and they're playing and they're showing off, what that challenge is, I think it's going to be fun because it just adds another level to just, instead of just releasing a game, we're doing more and we're building a community around that. The other thing I would say is with our manuals, they're not going to be just a few pages of artwork. These are like in the style of the NES manuals. They're going to be full-on instructions, tips and tricks, and even in the back we'll have those blank pages for the notes sections as we used to write into them. So we want to make this as fun and full as possible in all of our releases.
One thing I love about Nintendo, and I love all the systems. I don't hate one or the other, but they've always marched to the beat of their own drum. And I think about when the PS2 and the Xbox came out, and we talked about Blu-ray, they waited, and they came out with a GameCube with these mini discs, and it's like, what are you doing? And it was a big hit. And then with the PS3 and the Xbox 360, they come out with a Wii, and they changed the industry forever. So I bring it up this fall. We're very close to the PS5 and the Xbox Series X. The Switch is still humming along, and Nintendo doesn't really worry about what everybody else is doing, do they?
No, and same with me. I mean, even before the Switch, I was heavily into the PS4. Like, that was my go-to system. And then the Switch just really captivated me. It really was the pick up and play, out of the dock. And if you have to go travel or you're in one room and you're going to bed, you can just literally take your system and keep playing. And to me, that really wasn't done before because, like, on the PS4, I have these big RPG type of games that I'm stuck to playing just on the TV. So when I heard that the Switch could literally make it portable, and it's all those games, that's what drew me in. And then from there, the cartridges just, threw me back to the old days. And they just have a lot of fun games. I mean, I love all the systems, but the Switch, I think, has really engrossed me.
And be honest, with the Switch and the Wii, how many Miis have you made?
So far, I think I'm up to 10, probably.
That's not bad. I think I've made about 5.
No, I'm not. I don't go too crazy.
All right, so for people who are interested, as I said, it's going to be on December 7th. The very physical edition of Super Blood Hockey for Nintendo Switch will exit the penalty box on Pearl Harbor Day 2020. For more information, where should people go?
Yep. Please head on over to premiumeditiongames.com. That's where you can pre-order right now, and the pre-orders close on September 22nd. So you still have a little bit of time. I wouldn't recommend waiting just because people tend to forget. It's $39.95 plus shipping, and Yeah, also you can, right on our website, you'll see all the links to our social media pages. We're very active everywhere. So, subscribe to our newsletter, follow us on YouTube, Twitter, Facebook, and just start talking with us.
Last question, Super Blood Hockey 2 already being developed?
Not yet, but we have pitched it to the developer that we do want to see more.
All right, we've been speaking with Jonathan Poland from Premium Edition Games, Super Blood Hockey on the Switch, 12/7/2020. Jonathan, thanks for your time. Congratulations on a cool game, and let's catch up down the road, my man.
Absolutely. Thank you so much, Rick.
All right, I'm Rick Tittle. We'll come on back on Sports Byline.